Hi everybody, welcome back to Wednesday's lesson of our narrative unit, and today we're going to start writing. So make sure you've got a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, and we're going to get started writing our opening and build up to our own versions of the Iron Man. So let's look back at our plan from yesterday because this is going to help us so much today. So make sure you've got your page set up for me. Can I write my opening and build up as our can I question? Pause the video if you need to. Right, so I'm going to write my opening. I'm going to write about what happened. The silver giant stood at the edge of the shore. I'm going to describe the silver giant. I'm going to say that he stepped into the crashing waves and that he thought he was alone. And I'm going to remember to use these techniques. So let me get started. I'm going to start with using our repetition for effect and those questions to start off with. So I'm going to do an example of how I go from my plan to write in my actual paragraph, and then you can pause the video and have a go yourself. So here we go. Let me get my version of my pen out. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to introduce the silver giant stood, and I'm going to use that repetition. So the silver giant stood. The silver giant stood in the darkness. The silver giant stood in the darkness at the edge of the shore. Now I'm going to use those questions. Where had he come from? It was a mystery. What did he want? It was a mystery. How did he get there? It was a mystery. Now, I've done that part of my plan, so I'm just going to tick it off so I know I've done that. Now, what does it say I've got to do next? I'm going to describe the silver giant, and I'm going to try and use some expanded noun phrases and maybe similes to describe him. So, I'm going to say his glowing blue, or can I make that better? His glowing sapphire blue eyes looked out to the horizon. He watched. He watched as birds. Oh, he watched birds swooping in the misty grey. I'm going to write misty steel grey sky. Now I'm going to describe his size. He was as gigantic as an imposing, illuminous, oh, need a comma there, illuminous skyscraper. Illuminous. Oh, what's wrong with my spelling here? Maybe I need to make that illuminating. Maybe I'll just make that one luminous. So he was as gigantic as an imposing, luminous skyscraper. I might describe his iron fists. His iron fists. His two tarnished iron fists were clenched. Okay, so I've done some description and some description of my character. You can always add more. So I've done that bit. Okay, and I've done a simile, and I've got my expanded noun phrase now. I want to describe him stepping into the crashing waves. I might start my sentence with an adverb. Let me think. Slowly. Slowly, he raised one of his huge iron or silver. Slowly, he raised one of his huge silver feet and stepped into the crashing waves. Okay. Now, I'm going to say that he thought he was alone. The silver giant thought he was alone as he walked into the sea. He was not. Someone was watching him from the beach. Okay, done that part, and I've done my opening. Right, let's read it back. And we'll always read back our writing to check for sense and see if we've made any mistakes and we can correct them. The silver giant stood. The silver giant stood in the darkness. The silver giant stood in the darkness at the edge of the shore. Where had he come from? It was a mystery. What did he want? It was a mystery. How did he get there? It was a mystery. His glowing sapphire blue eyes looked out to the horizon. He watched birds swooping in the misty steel grey sky. He was as gigantic as an imposing, luminous skyscraper. His two tarnished iron fists were clenched. Slowly he raised one of his huge silver feet and stepped. Oh, could I improve that stepped? Could I make a more precise verb? I might go for lunged. Lunged into the crashing waves. Lunged into the crashing waves. The silver giant thought he was alone as he walked into the sea. He was not. Someone was watching him from the beach. Okay, good. I've done all of my tasks for that bit. You could pause the video and have a go at your own opening. I'm going to just model the build up now as well. So up to you if you want to write your opening paragraph and then come back for your build up, or you could just go away now and have a go at both. Okay, let's have a look at the next part then, our build up. Okay, here we go. Here's our build up, our next paragraph, because we were focused on our first paragraph on the silver giant, and now we're going to focus on a different character. So that's why we're swapping and we're starting a new paragraph. So in this one, I'm going to introduce a second character, describe her inner thoughts, and explain what she's going to do. So let's get started. Someone was watching him from the beach. I'm going to write, there was a girl, Millie, who had seen, or I might say, who had witnessed everything. She had been out that morning collecting shells. Shells? Shells. When she spotted the gigantic creature. Okay. Now I'm going to describe those inner thoughts and use those question marks. Millie sat fixed to the rock where she had been. Thoughts swirled around her mind. Am I dreaming? What was that creature? Where did he go? Okay, let's have a look. Let's read it back so far. There was a girl, Millie, who had witnessed everything. She had been out that morning collecting shells when she spotted the gigantic creature. Millie sat fixed to the rock where she had been. I might add a bit of extra detail there. Where she had been searching for shells. Thoughts swirled around her mind. Am I dreaming? What was that creature? Where did he go? Millie didn't know whether she should stay or go. What if it came back? Quickly, she picked up her bucket and ran home. Okay. And ran home, unsure of what she would do next. Oh, bit of a cliffhanger there. So, have I got some question marks there to show that inner thought? Yes, give that a tick. Okay. Have I done that? Brilliant. Have I described her inner thought and decided what to do? Yep, she's gone home. So there we are. My introduction, my opening, and my second paragraph, my build-up. Okay, don't forget to take a picture and upload it to Class Dojo, or alternatively you could just type your story if you've got access to a computer or a tablet, and then we can see it on there. Don't forget our non-negotiables, capital letters, full stops or punctuation. I can't wait to read your versions of the opening and build up to our story. Well done, everybody.